are this year's fabulous nominees.
And the Grammy goes to...
Ben! I'm mad!
Unseen Product.
Unseen Product.
Welcome to the Unseen Podcast.
Yeah, what's poppin'? Welcome back to the podcast. And James Brown voice. I'm mad. I'm mad about the Grammys, man. You know what I'm saying? It's over with, but the thing I want to point out, man, the Grammys, as every year they do, they disappoint. Yes, they disappoint. Now, I know a lot of people are happy about what went down at, what went down at the Grammys. They represented for a lot of people. So, for those that felt represented, understand you should be happy. What am I talking about? Well, the Grammys this year, man, it was pretty much a identity politic based agenda, right, to represent a particular kind of group. It was a special interest kind of presentation, and you're gonna hear what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But why am I mad? Well, the best new artist category got me mad the most. Who won that? Meg Thee Stallion. Now, hold on, before you think I'm just hating on a chick, whatever. I'm not hating on a chick, but I got a problem with her winning the best new artist, right? Why is that? Who do I think should have won? Right? Okay, so understand this. Somebody that I think really was deserving. Of course, the particular nominees for that award varied from just the hip hop genre, right? However, the hip hop artists they selected, I disagree for different reasons. I get that. Meg Thee Stallion was, made a lot of noise throughout the past years, but artistically speaking, a lot of the noise didn't fit the art, right? Because most of it had to do with controversies and really just the repetitive content of, the selling of sex, which whatever, that's not my problem, but really referring to, she didn't really had no great artistic value in comparison with Pop Smoke. Oh yeah, that came out of nowhere, right? That's why I'm mad. Pop Smoke didn't get it. Nevertheless, I'm more offended because Pop Smoke didn't get it, but they nominated somebody else, the only male rapper, by the way. And I'm gonna point out the agenda of the Grammys this year. But the only male rapper that was nominated, get this, it was called D Smoke. The letter D and Smoke. I'm like, that should have been Pop Smoke. Right? So let's look at it this way. The Grammys have a particular category or criteria for what makes up the best new artist or how they qualify for that, right? How they eligible for it. Now, I'm not going to break it down. You can literally go, do a Google, go to their website and see how is artist eligible for best new artist, and it'll break it down. But in a quick summary, it has to do with having a certain amount of singles, certain amount of albums in a certain period of time. But really what the Grammys did, they very crafty, man. They very crafty. One of the things they did about that, they make the eligibility very ambiguous. So even though I'm stated like, okay, the certain amount of singles and certain amount of time, certain amount of albums, but if you meet those criteria, they still make it that somebody else can beat you based on something else. So basically, it's really not equal. So they leave room for it to be rigged. So that's my problem with the Grammy. But look, we already know every year's artists complain. They hypocrites because once they get nominated, it's all good, right? But when they don't, then they got complaint. But nevertheless, they have a legitimate complaint. The Grammys are crafty, right? Like I said, they build these ambiguous qualifications so favoritism can win. You know what I'm saying? Or payola, shall I say, or political interest can win. And you're gonna see what I'm talking about, right? But they just leave the room for bias and corruptions and all that, right? And back to what I'm focused on, the most important, the best new artist is one of the most important categories besides the song of the year, record of the year, and album of the year. That's one of the that's for the most important ones. You know what I'm saying? That's the ones the audience, the public really pay attention to the most. You know what I'm saying? So who's the dominant genre? What's the dominant genre out of all? You guessed it, hip hop. But it's the least considered. It's the least considered. And when they do, they get it wrong every time. Now, you know what I'm saying? Nas was acknowledged. You might say they got it right. Nah, that was strategic. That was strategic because Nas have greater albums than what he put out last year that should be considered for a Grammy. Understand that. But all for Nas for a second. You know what I'm saying? Meg Thee Stallion won best new artist. So if you ask the Grammys, right? According to the singles and the albums, and again, I'm going to talk about their agenda that really, really ruined the artistic integrity of the music and what they've been doing, especially this year, because this year didn't have anything to do with recognizing talent. It had recognizing groups of people, this whole diversity and inclusion crap. But you know, that nonsense that you typically hear at work if you work in the corporate world or anywhere, right? We know that's a crock of nonsense. So the Grammy practiced that, and they pretty much moved, or shall I say pushed, the woman movement. And pretty much it was just an LGBT fest in regards to the artists that they selected, right? It was either woman or LGBT. Now, nothing wrong with them getting knowledge. So if you from the LGBT or if you're a woman, great. This Grammy Award was for you. Applaud yourself. Stand up. Woman, stand up. LGBT, stand up. This is good for you. Really, it is. I mean that. But what it's not good for is for art, for the art. It's not good for music, because when you acknowledging music only for special people, only in the interest of groups that you favor, that has nothing to do with music. That's a political or social agenda to carry out a different agenda, basically, right? So it's not music. So that's my problem with it. That's my problem with it. But mostly the fact that Pop Smoke was ignored. And why am I stuck on Pop Smoke? If you don't understand hip hop, now look, understand this about me. I've been doing hip hop about since Meg Thee Stallion was 2 years old. So I know what I'm talking about. All right, she won the best new artist as a rap or hip hop artist, and I've been doing hip hop since she was 2, probably since she was, just being born. Let that sink in. So I know what I'm talking about here, right? So why should Pop Smoke win? Why should Pop Smoke have won over Meg? Look, let me take a quick break and I'm gonna come back to that.
Mama told me that I wouldn't be shit and I wouldn't have shit, and I'm starting to believe. People told me that I never get a hit and my lyrics ain't shit, and I'm starting to believe. But my kids told me they always love me unconditionally, and I'm starting to believe. Now I'm always going hard, always on my job, eyes on my goals, and I'm starting to achieve it. Mama told me that I wouldn't be shit and I wouldn't have shit, and I'm starting to believe. People told me that I never get a hit and my lyrics ain't shit, and I'm starting to believe. But my kids told me they always love me unconditionally, and I'm starting to believe. Now I'm always going hard, always on my job, eyes on my goals, and I'm starting to achieve it. All my life, people have doubted me. Corny niggas trying to get clout off me. His ex, man wanna follow me. Haters talk, I don't let it bother me. Bird gang nigga, I'm in a higher tree. That's right, I'm on a higher plane. Baby, just give me space. Baby, get out my way. I'm doing good these days. Eat a lot of steak, no empty plates. Leave food on that thing and I ain't gotta scrape. Get so much love, all they ever do is hate. All I ever do is lose. Now I'm trying to win. I was like the Knicks, never giving up, sticking to the script. But I ain't never felt stuck. Call my bluff, nigga, what? This ain't what you want. My kid like my gun, and now they keep it tough. Don't act pressed, ain't gon' pressure love. I wanna spend time, but I don't got enough. I'm so high, I don't give a fuck. Seeing shit in reverse, nigga, pass pump up. Rolling with the big dogs, nigga, rough. Niggas turn vegan when the beef come. Ain't about that life, but wanna really act tough, nigga. They never believed in me. Even Ray Charles could see it in me. I'm going up, all the way up. Smoke out the chimney. Hit the ass sign when you mention me. I love attention, we don't need your sympathy. Just look at the grind. I could tell this was meant for me. Mama told me that I wouldn't be shit and I wouldn't have shit, and I'm starting to believe. People told me that I never get a hit and my lyrics ain't shit, and I'm starting to believe. But my kids told me they always love me unconditionally, and I'm starting to believe. Now I'm always going hard, always on my job, eyes on my goals, and I'm starting to achieve it. Mama told me that I wouldn't be shit and I wouldn't have shit, and I'm starting to believe. People told me that I never get a hit.
All right, look, so I'm back at it, man. Let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad. James Brown voice. Meg Thee Stallion won the best new artist, and I'm focusing on that. They have a lot of other things wrong, but I'm focusing on that because again, Pop Smoke should have won that. And why I'm stuck on Pop Smoke when there's, there are many other artists for hip hop, right? Well, Pop Smoke really is reminiscent of 50 Cent in many ways. And this ain't about 50 Cent, but it's just to give an example, right? 50 Cent had a buzz like no other. like no other when he was coming up. I mean, if you old enough, you remember what it was like. The only person, other artist that had a buzz like 50 Cent was Snoop Dogg prior to him. A lot of people say Drake, but actually doesn't compare because they were a different type of anomaly, and his buzz was crazy, right? So it's to say, and is Meg Thee Stallion hip hop as well? Yeah, but she didn't have that kind of impact. She doesn't. She didn't. She still don't. She won't. Right? So it's just been controversy. It's just been the cookie cutter stuff of Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. It's the same, sell my ass and get these niggas for the money, get these niggas for the money. Whatever. Women like that. It is what it is. People like it, right? But what I'm saying is this. That is not nothing groundbreaking. There's no buzz behind that. There's no genuine buzz, right? And the reason why I'm putting it that way, understand, a lot of people like that stuff, lots of numbers and stream, but understand, hip hop is authenticated by people who are really from its soil. I know hip hop is very broad as far as the consumers and the listeners. Hear me out. But the people that validate what is great in hip hop are those that are from that soil and DNA. Everybody else just following because it's cool. So what I'm trying to say is we know what really is authentic when it comes to hip hop. And when it comes to authenticity in terms of the elements of what really will represent some raw hip hop, Pop Smoke will be a better representation of that. So in comparison with Meg Thee Stallion, we should have seen him. And I'm gonna give build a bigger cases for him. But the fact that they gave it to somebody named D Smoke that most of y'all don't even know. Now this cat D Smoke, he's good, he's talented, but artistically speaking, as far as being a new artist, he doesn't compare to the impact that Pop Smoke had in a short time. But let's talk about it. As per the Grammys, in order to qualify, they look at singles and the amount of albums and mixtapes and so on. Well, not mixtape, projects released, right? And of course, they have some twists and turns to that just to leave a room for bias. So, if you look at Meg Thee Stallion, it is claimed that she has 35 singles. But we know what that means. They aren't necessarily singles because anything you put out nowadays is pretty much a single. If you put a song out at a time, that's a single, but in reality, it's not because they just put stuff out to flood. But technically, she has 2 promotional singles. Really, what would mean that those are the amount of singles that she really have, right? And of course, she has 3 EPs and 3 mixtapes. People are wrongly calling labeling albums as mixtape because when the albums fail, they classify it as a mixtape, so it doesn't look bad on the artist. All right, but let's go to Pop Smoke. What does he have? Pop Smoke has about 16 singles. 1 studio album. Meg has none because everything for her is classified as an EP. And he's put out 3 EP and 2 mixtapes. Now you already know Pop Smoke, besides all these little challenges and dances and all that, Pop Smoke really impacted the game. He was looked at or viewed as the second coming of 50 Cent is what I'm trying to say. If he was looked at as the second coming of 50 Cent, that is significant. It wasn't just the deep voice and a buzz and the gangsterism about his aura, but it's really there was something that was so the vibe, the energy remind a lot of the rap game, the hip hop culture. It's soil of that, right? So what am I saying? Why am I keep comparing him to 50 Cent? It's because 50 Cent buzz, like I just explained to you, nothing compared to. A lot of people know that. Most people would agree with that. Some won't, but most people would. There was nothing like his buzz. Well, when he came out, Get Rich or Die Trying, largest debut album by a solo artist ever, right? Did what he did. He was also nominated for a Grammy for Best New Artist. Guess what happened? If I say the word Evanescence to you, most of you have no idea who that is, right? Clueless. They were a goth metal rock group. And the lead singer was a female, but they were kind of like a group. And they won over 50 Cent. And everybody was like, this is absurd. This dude's buzz, the music he's put out, the amount of buzz singles and everything else. How can she win over him? And 50's still kind of salty about that even till today. He still mentioned it. Most recently, he was like, yeah, man, I had the largest debut, blah, blah, blah. And Evanescence won. Where's she at today? And he's right? So if you're gonna classify somebody as the best, it's easy to see who's gonna last, last in time and everything. But never mind who's gonna last. Let's analyze now. 50 really had it on smash, and that best new artist category was his. And this the same. Fast forward to today, it's the same thing with Pop Smoke, man. It's just a coincidence that their buzz and the authenticity of what Pop Smoke brought to the game. Unlike Meg, I'm sorry, Meg Thee Stallion, all the female liked it and all that, but there's nothing special about her music. It's just repetitive of what every other female is doing, right? You can say, well, Pop Smoke did something gangster. Nah, it's really, it's a little bit different. It is a little bit different. Although it's reminiscent of Homeboy, but it's different. So what I'm saying is this: it was authentic, and it was better. Yes, it was better than Meg Thee Stallion music. And if you take into account the quality, the impact that it's had, it didn't need no dance challenges or nothing like that. But they really robbed them. But what's worse about it is this: Pop Smoke will never get a chance to win an award again. This was the only time, and one of his goals was to really win one for his, so that his mom can be proud of that. Meg got many more chances to win Grammys if she's really that good, which I doubt. Which I'm saying she's not. But so I really felt like they robbed Pop Smoke. They robbed him. They robbed him. He should have won. And they had the audacity to nominate somebody called D Smoke that nobody really know, or nor his buzz or nor his output really matched with what Pop Smoke did. So it was an insult. So I'm mad. As you know, the Grammys are grimy. The Grammys is grimy. The Grammys is grimy. They dirty. They crafty. You know what I'm saying? But even more disappointing is really how they really categorize music, and their focus was, like I said, it was a social agenda based on the identity politics. It was strictly acknowledging the women's movement and the LGBT, which I have no problem with them being acknowledged if the music really met the criteria, met the criteria, right? But when you strictly focus on that for like 80% of your nominees in the interest of that agenda, of advancing those movements, and you are an organization that is there to really acknowledge music and their quality and the technical processes and so on, you're really not about that. It's a shame that you will go that route. But let's take a quick break and we come back to this, because I want to point out how they really acknowledge strictly artists, and I want to I want to provide some receipts. I got some receipts on that. I'll be right back.
WSI Siratotti Mamba House Siratotti Mamba ngicela ungitshele wenza ngani kanti wena mawubhala ngithanda ukulala kuqala ngivuswa amagama enga mangiphaphama 2013 lento ngayiqala ngifisa amabhazi ngiyakutshela bagcwele ekhando 16 lento khona ke megijima egazini ngivala ubusuku nemini ngiyakucelela mpondini angicheki kwaSkhosini wahleka prosayithini abasahleni usothu njandini basahleka inhleleni bezigoqa enkantini behayi emkhathini ngibacharge emalini ungangitsheli ngama chicks ngifuna imali manje mfiji laba beko office to the other cheese ayingeke ngisahlome mangiloba bayikhona kwakuthena nisabona ivumana ningiholi ngesikila ningitholi babefosa ngibasoli kwaphela amahloni ngakukadla kwinyona ngishaya ngeyidori lenta yona ihope ungangiseli ngodoti home
On the scene,
I'm back at it. And James Brown voice. I'm mad. So look, I'm talking about the Grammys, man. How they pretty much politicized talent, right? Because they went on an agenda. They went on an agenda-based award as opposed to improving an award show that is constantly scrutinized for getting it wrong, right? And that sucks. But what I'm saying is this: music is competitive. The award show is supposed to be competitive. So you're supposed to select competitive talent or acts to really compete, not based on their particular group. You know what I'm saying? A rapper especially should be acknowledged as such. So that is to say, at least you should have let the most buzzing rapper compete with Meg Thee Stallion, and you ignored him. You know what I'm saying? Look, just to keep it a buck, it ain't too many talented female rappers. I know this is gonna sting some people, But when we speaking about the art, there are less talented female rappers than there are male rappers, right? I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck, and there's a reason why I'm saying that. Because again, they politicize the talent, right? And ignore all of the talented brothers except for one guy. And I know why he was nominated. But the point is this, and let me clarify, right? When I say talented, I'm not talking about they don't have skills. I'm talking about toe to toe. And just to prove that to you, I'm gonna show you what happened in a battle rap. Because when it comes to a battle rap, the gloves are off. They don't play that. It's not political. It's none of that. And they go in. They're not PC, none of that. So right after this one, I'm gonna play that for you before I get into it with L. You know what I'm saying? But check it out. Lady of Rage, man. I don't think it's a lot of male rappers that can touch Lady of Rage. When I say a lot, of course she can be beaten by somebody, but the point is she is nice. That's my favorite female rapper of all time. And when I speak about somebody like that, or even MC Lyte, one of my favorites, right? Or even some of the newer ones, Rhapsody, she's nice. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to a lot of her stuff per se, but stuff I've heard, she's nice. So when I'm talking about talent, I'm talking about as related to the art. Being able to rap good, deliver your flow well, where your word really makes sense. They ain't just nonsense. When you have content and context of true to life stories and concepts and so on, right? Where have substance, basically. So that's what I mean by talented. Because majority of the female rappers ain't rapping about nothing. I'm sorry if that make anybody feel away. So when I say they're not talented, I'm referring to what's out right now. It ain't that good. If it boils down to those categories or those elements. Exception, Nicki Minaj is nice. She's nice. But she still spit the nonsense. Let's put that to the side. But the key point to my point, how the Grammy focused on just advancing identity agenda and not really music and talent, because the fact that they ignore Pop Smoke. All right. Again, 2021 Grammy for Best New Artist should have been Pop Smoke, period. So let's look at how the Grammys really selected their nominees for their different categories, right? Say for example, the best solo performance was an artist, Harry Styles, with a song called Watermelon. Sound low-key offensive, but whatever, right? And this guy, whatever, that's okay, but he is known, he's there's constant rumors about his sexuality and LGBT, right? So you see where I'm going, right? Nothing wrong with that, as they would disclaim. But what I'm trying to depict a pattern here. Meg Thee Stallion, right? A woman's movement based artist. Best she won Best New Artist. Best duo group performance, Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. It's called Rain on Them. That was a strictly LGBT pride song. Best pop vocal album is by Dua Lipa. She's identified as a feminist, a LGBT advocate, an activist, and a big supporter of the Me Too movement. You know what I'm saying? All right. There was one guy, one person who was also a nominee, and that was Justin Bieber. But obviously, it's because he looked like Ellen. He looks like a lesbian, so they threw him in there anyway. You know what I'm saying? But there was the best dance electronic album. It's by a Haitian guy. What up, Sak Passe? Namboule, right? It's this dude called from Canada, born in Haiti, called K Trenda. He's a gay guy. All right. Best rock song. By Brittany Howard, Stay High, open lesbian. Best R&B album by John Legend. I know you like, wait, what? Yeah, come on, man. Come on. Everybody knows John Legend. John Legend is sweet, but he's a feminist and he's sweet at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So John Legend is LGBT all day. Period. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? So he won. All right. Best R&B song. Best R&B song. It's called Better Than I Imagined by this cat named Robert Robert something. Look, let me quote him for you from his tweet. This is him. Justin Bieber looks like a bush lesbian that I'll actually have sex with. Pause. Damn, am I gay now? You be the judge. Record of the year. This one is interesting though. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back to that. But best traditional performance by artist called Lettucey. She's a big ally of LGBT. She performed with Pinocchio, Juicy Smollett. All right. Best rock performer, Fiona Apple, big LGBT ally. So you get where I'm going with this? You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to acknowledge the record of the year. This one has a twist to it because the person that won was Billie Eilish, and this is a woman, right? But of course, she still fit the woman movement narrative, so that the idea was to keep women winning or LGBT based. Hey, LGBT and woman, this is good for you guys. Bad for music and the art, but good for you guys. All right. So if you're hearing this, no tripping, enjoy it. But I'm speaking about the art and the music, and an award that stands for music. Bad. All right. So this is my point about the Grammys. This is my gripe with it. You feel me? This is my gripe with it. You know what I mean? So why does it matter? Because as a music professional, look, let's take a quick break. Let me come back because I want to let you know why it matters, why I care, and why you should care. All right?
Body, bitch. You ain't got a petite and precious body, bitch. Your upper half is like Monique and precious body, bitch. You's a hefty body, bitch. You's a messy body, bitch. Bell pepper body, bitch. Uncle Fester body, bitch. I'ma keep it going. You Sylvester Stallone body, bitch. You got a cotton candy on a cone body, bitch. You know body, bitch. Upper half swole body, bitch. Loose body, bitch. You DNA tooth body, bitch. You got a manatee and a whale body, bitch. Big frail body, bitch. Dry scale body, bitch. Camel body, bitch. Upside down banjo body, bitch. Rambo body, bitch. Fucking melted candle body, bitch. I'ma stop. Sight. You are a Roseanne body, bitch. You are upside down Bill Snowman body, bitch. No gun bars in this round and you see you got body, bitch. I told your stupid ass from the jump. Don't try me, bitch. Act like you fucking know. Gang shit, 3-0.
Damn. I'm gonna leave it at that. So I was talking about why does the Grammy matter to me? Well, look, I am a music professional, right? And the Grammy claim itself to be the holy grail for music accolade and the authority for those qualifications. How could that be when you're focusing on an agenda that's not founded in music but politics? All right, that's why that matters to me. You know what I'm saying? And most people believe them taking that position and give them that value, even though they complain about it. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus they also have a nonsense process, and the narrative focusing on an inclusion, it doesn't align with artistic integrity. It's a different kind of focus. You know what I'm saying? So, again, why should I care? Because it's perpetuating a bad reception of our art, especially hip hop, which is why it's so watered down. When you award the weakest link, like Meg Thee Stallion's music is, it perpetuates the bad perception of our art, because there are great hip hop that could have been acknowledged and great hip hop artists, and they were ignored. My advocate is for Pop Smoke, but there are many others, but I'm going with Pop Smoke. And why should you care at the end of the day? Well, listen, it is important to value the opinion of those who are from the soil and the DNA of hip hop. That's what I'm saying. You should listen to us who create the music that's been around. Like I said, I've been doing this music since Meg Thee Stallion was 2 years old. I know that for a fact. So you shouldn't trust the Grammys because many people look at them as an authority, but this is what they're rewarding. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating. Please hear me out. Again, I've been doing this music. Salute to the black woman for getting hers. So this is not against her making her money and getting hers. Good. And again, if you're a woman, this is good. Even for her, this is good. So this ain't what this is about. This is about the Grammys. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what they do and disrupt our genre, even our culture, because it allows anybody to come in and do nonsense that doesn't work and elevate the culture. or the genre. All right. So the music, the artists that you faithfully support, they should be acknowledged for their genuine contribution. You know what I'm saying? And when they don't do that, when you spend your hard-earned money, follow these artists, help support their concert, and you faithfully follow them on Instagram, all these other stuff, because you support them with such loyalty, they telling you don't matter. Your voice don't matter. Your support don't matter. They're gonna acknowledge the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And aside the artists that makes the music, that create the music, guess who else make the music? You, because you validated by the support. So understand this. This is why the Grammy fell. They fell. Now this can be blamed on COVID, definitely true, but the award viewership was down by 62%, right? While it can be blamed on the pandemic, yes, I do think part of it is because people are fed up with them, tired of them getting it wrong, as you can see that I just outlined, right? Of course, they're not the only one that suffered a dip in viewership. Billboard Award did during the pandemic. American Music Award did. BET Award did. BET Hip Hop Award did, right? But they had the biggest significant decline, 62%, and I'm glad for that. So don't watch them. And again, I don't even watch it, but I'm aware. I read up on the on the nominees and everything else, because I knew watching it will be a waste of my time. And like clockwork, they disappointed. You know what I'm saying? So point is, man, don't support the Grammys because they don't respect our art. You know what I'm saying? And shame on the artists who complain, but always kiss their ass because they get nominated. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have to say. I'm mad. Shout out to James Brown, one of the greatest OGs, one of the greatest musicians of our time, period. You know what I'm saying? For creating so many Grammy worthy albums. But obviously they don't think it is. You know what I mean? And when I say Grammy worthy, I'm referring to what they claim is the criteria and the process for qualifying these projects. If they stay true to it, that's what it would have been about for people like James Brown and so on and so on. All right? So that's what I have to say. I'm mad, man. And in the words of Lil Wayne, he tweeted something about the Grammys. He said this:
"Fuck the Grammys."
This podcast is brought to you by Unseen Product. Produced, recorded, and edited by producer and mix engineer Unseen. Thanks for listening.
Unseen Product.